The smell of ozone hangs heavy from the capacitor bank, mingling with stale coffee and the ghost of nicotine. Dust motes dance in the single neon tube, casting a wound-red glow on the hand-labeled vinyl. The war surplus transmitter hums a low, defiant heartbeat.
Black Star Pirate Radio.
St. Marie checks in at 83 degrees and sunny. Winds are moving from the east-northeast at 8 miles per hour. A new package of bills just hit the floor, aimed at reining in tech's wilder edges. Senator Ed Markey's AI accountability agenda from Washington is leading the charge.
Markey's package, including the AI Act of 2024, directly confronts intrusive workplace surveillance and unchecked energy consumption by data centers. For instance, over 70% of large companies now use AI in hiring, exposing potentially millions of job applicants to biased algorithms. The current trajectory sacrifices fair labor practices and local grid stability for tech giants' convenience. One alternative is empowering states to craft their own AI ethics guidelines, like California's previous efforts, allowing more localized enforcement. Our chosen move, this federal push, seeks to establish a national enforcement standard by proposing an AI office within the Commerce Department.
Lex maps the immediate vectors. Culturally, this agenda reclaims the narrative of human dignity against algorithmic determinism. Think of it like restoring historical data provenance, where every pixel or decision has a clear, accountable origin, not an opaque black box. Without this, civic trust in digital systems erodes, impacting everyone from students to small business owners. An alternative path would be to rely solely on industry self-regulation, which has historically shown limited impact. Markey's framework pushes for transparent audit trails. Our chosen move, we highlight global precedents, like the EU's Comprehensive AI Act, as a shared blueprint for a human-centric digital architecture.
The vectors are clear, the structures identified. We have a caller on the line.
This AI accountability agenda feels like a performance. Does any senator truly curb these tech giants? Or is this just another political spectacle that changes nothing real? And why does it matter right now?
Somewhere, a capacitor creaks under the load. Hot metal. The console keeps its lights and its secrets. That's a sharp read on the political stage caller. The performance is part of the architecture, but so is our response. Building consent and dignity starts with recognizing the structural elements at play, not just the headlines. It matters because our autonomy is a structural value, not a negotiable feature. The stakes are clear. Now, let's shift our lens to a different kind of architectural repair, one steeped in historical injustice. Our next vector exposes the long shadows of institutional harm. Abuse survivors are now moving to transfer claims to entities that directly benefited from the Christian Brothers' wealth, bypassing the original insolvent trust.
Cool down is when habits set swap the tiresome combo for a clean two-step people want to repeat.
This legal maneuver, unfolding in Australian courts, directly targets the estimated $1.5 billion in assets that were transferred out of the Christian Brothers' direct control, often into new entities like trustees for various schools, over decades. Hundreds of survivors, many elderly, are currently tied up in a redress scheme that has failed to deliver justice, leaving them with inadequate compensation or no resolution at all. The alternative path involves continuing to pursue claims through the existing, often underfunded redress mechanisms, which has proven insufficient. The survivor's chosen move is to pierce the corporate veil, seeking to hold the beneficiaries of that wealth directly accountable, rather than dealing with the original, now ostensibly asset-poor entity.
Lex illuminates the structural evasion. Culturally, this represents a profound demand for architectural honesty. It's about recognizing that wealth, once accumulated through the labor and often the suffering of others, leaves an indelible mark, a haunted ledger that cannot simply be whitewashed by corporate restructuring. The exposed are not just the direct beneficiaries, but the very notion of institutional responsibility. An alternative could be state-funded reparations, which externalizes the cost to taxpayers. The survivor's current move reasserts provenance, tracing wealth to its source of benefit. Our chosen move, we trace similar historical cases where cultural institutions attempted to shed accountability through asset transfers, from colonial land grabs to philanthropic tax havens.
A clear demand for structural integrity. Caller, you're on the line.
This sounds like a never-ending battle. Is there a point where these claims finally end? Or will the haunted ledger just keep expanding, making true closure impossible for anyone? Who ultimately pays the cost here?
Same dossier, new angle. Keep the thread tight. From structural debt to architectural correction, Japan's largest exhibition of women photographers is finally righting a significant wrong in cultural history. A powerful re-anchoring of cultural memory. Let's bring in our caller. A vital question, caller. A single exhibition can be a powerful signal, a structural intervention, but the true test lies in the sustained commitment to integrate these voices into the ongoing cultural architecture, from curricula to future acquisitions. The ripple effect depends on how we, as architects of perception, carry this forward. That's our work.
To embed this architectural correction, we need more than just a spotlight. Imagine a decentralized provenance ledger for cultural artifacts, where every artist's work, especially the overlooked, is digitally fingerprinted with its historical context and contributions. This isn't just for museums, it's a civic infrastructure for memory. My move, develop a beta version of this open-source ledger, starting with a cohort of 50 historically marginalized photographers, making their work universally searchable by contribution, not just name recognition. Prototype the fix.
Black Star Pirate Radio.
Continue the signal at TogeeVision.com. Tune in, Sparks and Stories, Gig Passport.